What kind of camera you got over there, Jeremy?
I'm on my iPhone.
That shit
I got
clear as
the
hell.
12. It's the new. It's that new.
It's the new one? Okay.
Yeah, 12 Pro Max. Yeah.
I know what we do. We do it every week. It's at the house, man. We got Justred. We got Delp-p. We got my man from Life Unplugged.
Who not my friend?
Back with us.
No,
Again, I got a few topics, but tonight, you know, I find myself doing these little opening monologues.
Shit.
I just want to tell everybody out there, if you grinding, if you working hard, if you pushing yourself to the limit, it's okay to be humble. Show a little humility. It's okay to take advice from other people. Jay-Z ain't become a millionaire by thinking he could do everything by himself. So it's okay to take advice from others. It's okay to get constructive criticism. It's okay to live and learn. Be humble. You could be one bad decision away from losing everything. You could be one bad attitude away from rubbing the right people the wrong way. You could miss your blessings not being humble and knowing that in any given moment, it could all be took away. Practice humility, man. I mean, I don't care if you're getting 5 downloads or if you're getting 1 million downloads. Practice humility. Be humble. Because how you see yourself might not be how others see you. And you lose out on relationships and friendships and establishments that might be beneficial for you in the end. So it's okay to be like, yo, I don't know everything. I don't got all the answers. Help me out. Swallow your fucking pride. Be humble. Be humility. Practice humility. I had to learn that today. You know what I'm saying? I feel myself because I know that my show is going the way I wanted it to go. And then somebody had to backtrack, like, you know what? Yeah, you might doing good numbers, but you ain't Joe Budden in there. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You're doing good numbers. You're doing good. And I didn't take it as they were disrespecting what I'm doing. The old me would have. Like, yo, why the fuck you gotta hate? Okay, I know I ain't doing Joe Budden numbers, but I'm gonna get there. But they was just dropping game, dropping gems, and letting the motherfucker know, yo, it's not hate when a person is telling you something that's gonna help you. So you don't have to always think somebody's hating on you or hating you or disrespecting your craft. You would know if they disrespect it. So I had one of them humble moments today. It happens. Do I still believe in everything that I'm doing? Hell yeah. Because I put my work in it. You know what I'm saying? LP puts his work in it. Red puts his work in it. Jeremy puts his work in it. We don't do all this because, you know, to a lot of people and to these brothers, what we do in this podcast is a big part of our life. It's our work. You know what I'm saying? You always going to be critiqued about your work. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James, as much as I don't like the dude, he has a great body of work. You know what I'm saying? So you always want to be critiqued on your work. You want to be able to say, yo, I did this, this, and this, and I'm appreciated for it. You brothers want to speak on that? You want to speak on being humble, humility? Anything?
Man, you hit it on the head, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to be real with it, you hit the shit on the head.
All right. Taking the time to let y'all know that Bet the House musical album March 1st. That's another spinoff that we doing. We're going to be talking about nothing but music on that show. So that's going to be a big look for what we doing. March 1st live on Facebook. Exclusive. All right, so look. Tonight's topic, tonight's main topic is what the hell that my list just go? Oh,
All right.
can you be a good father when your kids live in different households?
Y'all want me to go first?
Let's talk about it.
So let's talk about Delp-p's situation. Delp-p has 3 kids, 3 different women, 3 different households.
Mhm.
My oldest one, I gotta watch how I put this because a lot of times, you know, people like to be missed. My oldest one lives with his mother, wherever they are, right? But I have access to him. Like if I call her now, hey, you gonna come stay for the week? It's not an issue. Now, granted, that we had to work to that point after the separation. Like we were together for a while, and she moved to Louisiana for 2 years. So for 2 years straight, I think I went to Louisiana 2 to 3 times a month, trying to make sure I got time with her, right? So that was my learning curve with my first child. Like 22, yo, I'm doing what I think, all right, I'm going above and beyond. But then as a father, you kind of realize you got to do what's best for the eyes of your child and not the eyes of the child's mother. So a lot of times us men will get we do a lot more than what we have to. And then I want to be clear when I say this. Having a child is a 50-50 thing. 50-50 across the board, bro. Right? So you got that. My second one comes along. This is the disaster. From going to court for the kid to all kind of drama, right? Boom, we get the situation done. I put that second baby mama on child support. I've been having my kid since he was 8 months. That's that. I ain't gonna elaborate on it. Y'all can feel the shit in on y'all. My third one comes in. This is my daughter. This is right around the time, man. I ain't had a kid. Like my kids are 2 years. My first 2 are 2 years apart. I ain't had a kid in 8 fucking years. So the relapse, the start over for my daughter is, again, my daughter doesn't live with me, but I moved close enough to where if she ever need, like if her mother ever needs to drop her off or if she ever needs me, I'm not that far. There's no point in me being across town and I have a child here. You get what I'm saying? So raising them is not difficult, especially with technology now. It helps me and my daughter a lot because I don't get to see my little girl every day. That's my pride and joy, man. I don't really just say it much on podcasting or whatever, but that's my heart, you know? So she's a daddy's girl. So thank God for technology. She get out of daycare, she can FaceTime her daddy, tell me about her day, or she want me to like, it's dope, man. So I don't want to stretch it too far, but with my daughter being like less than 10, 15 minutes, right? I still able to, if she called me and say, Daddy, I want you to bathe me tonight, not mommy, I can get up and go and bathe my daughter. I will do that. I don't give a fuck what I'm doing. She want me to go read her books, or she want me to pick her up from daycare, or she want me to take her to daycare. I can go get her, bring her here, and then get up and take her to daycare. Because the daycare is like right in between where me and her mother lives. Now, that sounds good, right? But the reality is it's work. And if you're gonna raise children in a totally different household, first things first, understand that your rules and their rules are never gonna match.
Facts.
Yep.
Don't be concerned about what your child is doing over there. Be concerned about what you're supposed to do when your child is in your presence. You cannot, and I'm stressing this, you cannot worry about that because that other parent's not going to put that child in harm's way. Okay?
Or at least you would hope.
Right. And like I said, when it comes to this parenting thing, and then it's like me being a black man, now that might be the passion side that people don't get to see in me, but I get pissed off a lot because I'm one of those guys that's like, enough with the deadbeat dad shit. Because there's guys like me that's going above and beyond making sure shit get done because I have a child. But y'all don't want to highlight that shit. You too busy making sure you talk about the nigga that got 5 or 6 kids. I make this statement all the time. It wouldn't matter. We could use Boosie, Tank. You can use Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is 7 kids with 1 woman. Cool, but he got 7 kids. But he only has that amount of kids because he worked his ass off in the NFL. He can afford that.
Right.
Okay? So I'm not saying let's go out here and have kids, but what I'm saying is, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do as a parent, nobody can say shit to you. You gotta like block all that shit out. So, I mean, for me, it's not, in the beginning, it was difficult, but now the communication is there, the understanding there. Everybody has their own individual life. I don't communicate with all 3 of them the same though. Like, that's 3 totally different women, 3 totally different mindsets. It's ugly. I'm telling you, get ugly sometimes because that parent, the woman on that side has the child on an everyday basis, right? So her stress level is going to be higher than yours because your everyday life it's not there. You don't have your child every day. So you're able to really honestly do whatever the fuck you want compared to the parent that has the child all the time. But for me, I have both. I have my son here each and every day, 11. And my 12-year-old is across town. Fucked up part is I don't know where the fuck his mother live at. She brings me my child when I ask for him, and that's the way we communicate. Hey, I want to get my son. She drop him off. It ain't never an issue. She ain't never denied me my child. My 3rd one is the same shit. I meet my little girl. All right, cool. Drop him off or we meet, whatever. But it comes with a level of maturity and the willpower. You have to want to be a parent at that point. So that's my take on it.
Yo, that's a good point that you make. That's actually where I was going with that because you could be married, live in the same household with your children, and still be a deadbeat, right? Or however you want to explain it, you know, because raising children is about mentality. So it doesn't really matter where your children are. If you have the mentality that I'm going to provide for my children no matter what, they could be in different states. You will find a way to make sure that you can provide for them. Like you said, you made a move to be closer to your daughter. That's what raising children is. It's a mentality. At the moment that woman says, I'm pregnant, your mind automatically clicks. Like financially, you start add numbers, you start thinking of logistics, that's the mentality of a true father because that's what it's about. So yeah, it's now, like you said, it's work and it's going to be challenging, but for the people that's doing it, you know, you just doing it because that's your responsibility. That's your mentality. Like your kids ain't going to go without. So you got people living in the same house, their kids is going without. Father sitting there, father there every day.
I definitely want to ask that later on though.
Yeah. My view on it, distance shouldn't change how you parent. Distance shouldn't change you being a parent whatsoever. And the question was, can you be a good dad if your child or if your children live in separate households? Hell yeah, you can be. The issue at hand is, too often than not, many dudes put forth feelings over responsibility. They put forth the feelings of, well, if I can't be with you and we can't be together, I'm not going to do what I need to do. And you punish yourself and the child. You truly punish the child because the children, at the end of the day, they had no say so in being in this world. But you two coming together, you brought them in this world. So how dare you say because we can't be together or because of whatever the terms of the separation or the breakup is, that you're not going to live up to your level of responsibility. Most kids tend to gravitate to mom the most. Most kids tend to gravitate to mom the most. But reality is dad plays a major, major part. Definitely in the lives of girls, and definitely in the lives of boys, because there's so much that leads to emptiness in kids for that dad not being around and not being there. Definitely in men and how you grow up and how you tend to treat other women, and definitely in girls on what they seek in the men that they go after. So you you can definitely be a good dad. And like Dale said, it's work. You're gonna have to, i.e., get up early some days to go make those trips to take your children to school before you go to work. You're gonna get home late some days to make things happen. You're gonna put more miles on the vehicle. You're gonna have to do whatever it takes. You being distant from your children should not make a difference on you being a good dad or not whatsoever.
Um, I got
I want go ahead, Ken.
I got 7 children before I met Miss Chaunte. I got 4 baby mothers. Um, when I tell you it's tough, it's tough. Like my oldest is about to be 14. Uh, me and his mother, we haven't messed around since my son was like 6 months. I got 2 children a month apart. I got 2 children a month apart, 2 different women. And then I got uh another woman. I have 2 children with her. When I say that, you know, it's difficult. It's difficult to say that because one of my kids lives in South Dakota. I have a system with all my kids' mothers. Okay, but I thank God for COVID. COVID did one good thing for me, and that was it allowed me to spend more time with my children because with them having distant learning, it didn't matter where they were getting distant learning at, as long as they were getting it done. So I was able to spend more time with them. Usually I have 4 children in Chicago. I would go to Chicago every other weekend to see them. Okay. My other son in South Dakota, I would get him on in the summer. Summers, that was my time. Christmas break, that was my time. Like I had a system. 2 of my other children, they're here. So I see them every day. I don't care if it's an hour or 2. I make it my business to get over there and spend time with them some type of way, let them know. And it's something about when you walk through the door and your kids run to you, like you said, they gravitate to the moms more. But when they see you and they know that you are their father and they are loved, it's the best feeling in the world, man. It's the greatest feeling in the world. I had the most craziest situations with my kids' mothers. You know, one of them ran off with my son for a year and I didn't see him for a year. Uh and it's crazy because, you know, I that was like the worst year of my life. Like knowing that you got a kid out here, you don't know where he is, it's like the worst fucking feeling in the world. It's scary. You know what I'm saying? And it I'm not gonna say I was a deadbeat, but it made me feel like one because I didn't know where he was. Me and her weren't talking. It was all bad. It was all bad. And I beat myself up that whole year because I felt like I should be there. And that's how I feel every day when I'm not with my kids. And like you said about rules, you got to understand my kids, when they're with me, I'm firm, but it's all out of love. When they get back with their mothers, it's party time, play time. Forget what daddy said. I'm finna go over here and have fun. I can have fun at mama house. And she'll tell you, I'm firm. I don't like a lot of noise. I don't like you moving. I don't like you.
How in the hell is that? Now that I'm
Yeah,
confused
yeah, I was the
now.
same way.
Hey,
I was the same way.
Yo,
hold on,
so
let him rock out.
basically, you're saying the kids can't be more of a kid than you, huh? That's what you're
If
saying.
you bounce around,
Yes. And
if
this
you eat too loud, beat them. If you're making noise, beat them.
Yes, I was like
Hey, I
that
wanna,
too.
I wanna,
That
because
shit
y'all
fucking
see
dumb.
how he is.
Yeah,
yeah, he
man.
wildin'. I wanna ask you, brother, something, man, because this is a topic that don't really get talked about enough. So, Jeremy, how many kids you have?
2.
They with you?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know, how
Well,
old are your kids? My bad.
yeah. Well, my kids are grown, but they grew up with me. My kids were always with me.
Okay.
So
Red.
my daughter is 27. She's married. I actually have a grandson now. And
Okay. Congratulations.
and yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you, thanks, man. And then my son is 20. He'll be
Okay.
20. He'll be 20 in April. So my children are grown, but they were been with me
Cool. Cool.
their whole
Red.
life.
Kids.
Yeah. 4.
4 kids. What's the
Yeah.
situation?
One biological, which is 8.
It's picking up.
One just turned 18 in January. My oldest daughter, she just turned 18 in January. My biological daughter just she'll turn 9 this year. My son will be 16 this year, and then my middle daughter will be 15 this year. Or 14. Jesus.
It looked like somebody corrected you real quick.
Hey,
She
Red
did.
is just
Hey,
spread out
I'll
kids,
check and
man.
said. 14? Yeah, okay, 14.
Yeah.
14.
This is an
Yeah.
old ass
You
nigga,
off.
man. I
Cut this
knew
shit,
it.
Ken. So, Ken, you got 7, right? You
Yes,
said,
sir. Well, I got 9.
okay, so the ones, how many in Chicago? 4, right?
Yeah, I got 4 out there.
4 in Chicago, 1 in South Dakota. How many at the house?
2, 4.
All right. Now I want to ask you guys something. Right? Because this all of our lifestyles are different.
Mhm.
All of us grew up differently, right? The question I'm gonna have for y'all that I want to ask that Ken kind of touched on, if there was, we'll keep it to a minimum. 2 things as a father that you feel like you could have done differently, what would it be?
All right, let me answer that because my kids grew up with me first, right? So, like Ken said about not making no noise and sit out, I was too strict on my kids when they were younger. And what that created is they didn't talk to me as they got to their early teenage years. Okay. So that was the biggest thing. And my wife and I both, we were too hard. Why were we too hard? Because we were young parents. And our biggest fear for our daughter was that we didn't want her to be a young parent. So we clamped on her. I mean, like bad, to the point where she didn't want to disappoint us either. So she kind of went introvert, and didn't do anything. She just stayed home. She just chilled. She didn't want to hear our mouth. She didn't want to, because if she was going somewhere, we was questioning everything. Where you going? What are you doing? Don't be with them. Don't do this. And we did the same thing to my son, but to a lesser degree, because when my daughter got older, we were able to recognize what we had done. So we were able to taper it off with my son. But that would be the biggest thing. And I'll tell you this, I have a coworker, a white coworker, who he has these full conversations. He has 4 kids. He has these full conversations with his kids. Like, they can question him on anything. And initially, when I was first hearing that, I was like, the answer is no. Don't talk when you see adults talking, don't come over here talking. Go sit down, whatever.
Which is rightfully so, though. You still got to keep that in mind.
Well, yeah, but the point that I'm making with that is, him and I worked together for 7 years, so I've seen his kids grow up, and I see the relationship conversationally that he has with his kids. His daughters and his son, they can talk to him, and obviously Black households and white households are a little bit different.
Yeah.
because we not going to take too much because they do go back and forth with him a lot. But the point I'm saying is that's one of the biggest things that I would have did. I would have changed how I communicated with my children when they were younger, so that as they got older, they would feel more comfortable to speak to me. Now, of course, my son's 20 now and he's dating and doing this thing. My daughter's married. Obviously, they talk to us now because we can talk as adults,
Right.
so they're comfortable now. But I would have rather been able to get more
That
information when they were
moment. Yeah.
younger.
Yeah,
You wanted
that
you feel like you missed that insight.
Yep.
What you got, Rick?
plays a major, a major part in everything, man. I kind of go through that, daily too. But just in life in general, I thank God for the opportunity to have another day, or to, have each and every day to kind of be better about it. But I kind of took some different routes and different roads to where, given my situation and how things are for me, I didn't know how to approach certain things because I kind of didn't want to overstep boundaries, and kind of wanted to still leave room for opportunity for like certain things that were first for to take place. I didn't want to just overstep, and
Right.
me being cautious in that way, I feel it's definitely bit me in the ass. It's caused some dysfunction for me and some issues on internally for me, to where I feel like I've missed out on moments that should have been, and connections that should be, and connections should be definitely a lot stronger than what they are. And you just have to sometimes just grab the bull by the horns, in the sense to say, and just make sure you're doing the best that you know how. I talked with Lamp, and like I explained to him, at the end of the day, none of us got an instruction manual when
No.
our kids were born. There was no instructions on how you raise this child. How do you do it the correct way? You know, each and every one of us, we obviously would, one, obviously not want our children to have to experience anything that we ever experienced that were tough or hard lessons. We want to protect them from any harm that can go on in the world we live in. It's ever changing. And the things that we experienced back then compared to what they experience in this world now, and what they're faced with, we weren't necessarily faced with. So we have to get more innovative, and our responses, and how we deal with things, and how we discipline things, how we warn them about things, and how we go about protecting them. And I personally can just say, man, it's a lot of shit that I wish that I would have done differently, to where I would have taken more advantage of opportunities to have those moments, to where, like you said, Jeremy, that your child felt more comfortable to come talk to you. Your child, wanted to open up to you about stuff. It's important, man. It's real important.
Huge.
Ken?
Um, and the biggest one that I struggle with, I feel like if I could just go back and tell my kids more that I'm proud of them, that you're doing a good job, that I'm happy that you're my kid more, instead of yelling, screaming. Um, I'm very strict. And I used to think it was a product of how my dad raised me. And then I realized that I am becoming my dad. So I spend a lot of time when I yell at him, or I gotta discipline him. I spend a lot of time being mad at myself, but I realize that the world is not gonna do them any favors. The world is not gonna be super nice and coddle them, especially the world we're living in now. So I kind of find myself trying to balance it. Like, how do I not be too hard, but how do I also prepare them? Because the world is, I'm nothing compared to the world. The world is not gonna tell you you're doing a good job. You're keep going. The world is not gonna do that. So I find myself that, and then the biggest thing that I wish I had done, I wish I had been more better to their moms in the sense of all the stuff that my kids have had to witness. Not better, like I wish I could get them back. No. I mean, like how I treated them at times in front of my kids, or how I acted with them around my kids. My kids seen a lot of things that they probably shouldn't have at such a young
Right.
age.
That
So,
plays
You
a
know,
major part.
hey,
That,
and I'll drop a personal thing on it because I know where you standing there with that, Ken.
Mhm.
So, my second kid's mom, right? I don't really talk about it much, but like I try to not, because of course, you know, they watch. They find ways to watch what I do. So we're not gonna, I definitely get it. The violence happened with my second kid. Like
yeah.
from the cops to the
Mhm.
the
Yep.
different shit, man, and arguing, the parents, the grandparents, shit going down at birthday parties. Like
Yep.
it gets to a point where I had to get a reality check, man. No bullshit. And a lot of people don't know this. And I mean, I'm pretty sure she don't feel some type of way if she watching at this point. It is what it is. Situation happened. She took my son, right? 2 weeks. I had no contact with my son. She had him block me on his phone, everything, right? The cops get involved, all type of shit. This moment changed my fucking life. And this is like 4 years ago, maybe. No. I'm wrong. This happened last year. Last year. 2 weeks, my son is gone. Now, mind you, this is my second child who's with me. That's like my dog. We do everything together because it's me and him. From playing the game to going outside, or you want to go hoop with his friends, I'm out there. You know? And once the exchange finally happened and she gave him back, and my son was like, he was just chill, right? No bullshit, chill. Didn't show no emotion, nothing. He just got in the car. He was chilling. I'm telling you, we drove off 5-10 minutes, bro. My son just shedded tears, like somebody just fucking died. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what's up? What's up? Man, I just miss my dad. I don't ever want to leave you. Like, that shit. Yo,
It hit you. It's
Yeah.
a different
I feel you,
feeling.
bro.
that shit,
Feeling. Yeah.
at that moment, I was like, you know what? If I want shit to change, I gotta change some shit.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I think
Those-
as men,
those
we gotta
moments will do that to
understand,
you.
right? As men, we gotta understand that it sucks to say it, man. Me having even Ken, even in your situation, Red, even though we're no longer in contact with our kids' mothers, they still look at us for leadership secretly. They're going to move a certain way or respond a certain way if you're carrying it at a certain level. And what I had to learn, and it's not about us. You know, we sitting there saying like what we saying, but at the same token, bro, to go back with what you said, Ken, where you was like, you wish you could tell them this, that, and the third. Bro, you can start that shit today.
Yeah.
You know, your kids have social media, I'm pretty sure, at least 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So mark my words with what I'm gonna say after I'm done with that part. But my thing is this: we can't beat ourselves up, and I'm pretty sure the thing that I think Jeremy's about to learn. How old is your grandchild?
Oh, 5 months.
Now watch this.
Totally different.
No, it is, but I learned this with my mother, man. My mother is
Okay.
70-some years old, bro.
Mhm.
I'm 34. She had me in her late 40s, like early 40s. She didn't want to be a mother no more.
Right.
It's her 4th child. She tired, right? So I realized something. What Jeremy is about to do for that grandchild is about to make that grandchild one of the most amazing kids in this planet.
Oh,
Because
you're
he learned from his
crazy.
mistakes,
Yeah,
and
oh,
now
yeah.
he's going to put all that into that grandchild. Am I right, Jeremy?
We already doing it.
Exactly.
We already doing it. Yep.
So what I'm trying to get myself, Red, and Ken, we still got time, bro. It might feel like we don't, but we got time, bro.
Yeah.
It's like a light switch, bro. You can turn that shit on, dog. But the key to it, dog, Ken, you got all these kids, not even no funny shit. I'm telling you, even a call a day, a FaceTime a day, bro.
Oh yeah, I talk to them every day.
Right. But this is what
Every day.
I'm gonna ask of you. When they do come, put the lieutenant up, bro. I'm gonna tell you why you gotta put the lieutenant up. Cause then that kid gonna be like, damn, every time we go to daddy house, he fussing.
Right.
We can't do shit.
The same thing.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get you to understand how important this is. I
Fact.
struggle with that with my oldest son right now.
Yeah.
Like he do come to the house, he comes to my house, he'll stay for a week, but he never comes out his room. When I try to talk to him, he always feel like I'm about to fuss at him. He cries. He 12. And now I'm looking like, fuck, man. Now I have to reconstruct what I destroyed. But I have to be, you gotta be consistent with this shit.
See, the
Like,
last thing that you want to feel.
Yeah,
the last thing you want to feel is that they're coming out of obligation. That they're coming because you know what? Well, yeah, I gotta go spend time with my dad. You want it to be to where it's an enjoyment for I want to come, that I want to spend time with him. You don't want them to have that feeling. And I swear on everything, bro, I struggle with this so bad because
where's your daughter at? You said your daughter, right?
Who, me?
Yeah. Your biological.
Yeah, I mean, no, all of my kids are here. All of my kids,
Okay.
all of my kids are here. But what I struggle with so bad, and the reason I said it the way that I said it is because I've said before, I don't believe in stepkids.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I clothe you, I feed you, I put a roof over your head, you're mine. So, and that was a question that was just posed to me a second ago. You know, my wife asked, you know, why did you put an emphasis on biological? And it's stuff I gotta catch. It's things I've gotta fix and to stop. But you know, my thing is it's and I don't put an emphasis on it. And I don't want her to feel that I'm putting an emphasis on, you know, that because I don't see them as any different than, you know, they're mine. And that's
if
just
you
the
don't
bottom
mind me
line.
asking you a personal question.
Go ahead, bro.
With y'all being married, was that an issue in the beginning that you kind of didn't necessarily shed enough light on then that you're trying to shed on now?
Oh yeah.
It's definitely always been somewhat of an issue. And I feel because of, like I said, I didn't want to overstep boundaries.
Right.
I didn't want to,
that's rightfully so.
as far as saying, you know what, I didn't want my son to have first moments and his dad miss out on those first moments. I always wanted to try to include those. Even my daughters and things of that nature. I always wanted to be that parent to be, you know what, hey, I don't want you thinking because she's moved on and she's married again that now this new dude is trying to X you out and stop you from being a part of your child's life. So, you know, I wanted to, when we have that conversation with him about sex, I want it to be us having that conversation or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I tried to be, and I think me trying to take that back seat role caused hindrances for me.
It
Because
does.
they're bonds and relationships that I feel should be a lot stronger. And because quite naturally, I said no to a lot of stuff, it caused issues. It caused the fact of, you know, I feel, I'm gonna just call it what it is, resentment, because maybe they didn't understand. I didn't give explanations as to what my reasoning as to why I said no about things, or to, I was always a no person. And to me,
right, some
like,
parents gotta be, I think Jeremy can relate to this. Somebody gotta be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Somebody gotta be the bad guy.
I disagree. Nobody has to be a bad guy. Red, I so understand where you're coming from. It's
How
in the
old
beginning.
are y'all children, Chaunte, that's at the house?
6 that are here. The twins are 6.
The twins are 6, and then it's just the twins there.
It's just the twins here.
I got 2 other kids at a different house.
At his house in St. Paul. So, and they come you know, they come back and forth
Shit.
sometimes and things like that. And then the other kids come from out of town. But I had a problem with you know, my kids. I had to learn how to, because my kids is the only biological parent that they know. They dad left. He told me to raise them on my own. So for the longest time, it's just us, you know. And when Kendall came, they my kids. He take care of them, but they my kids. You know what I mean? So I had to learn, like, I can't do that. And he would always say, like, you know, he would always tell me, but I'm not really understanding. It's like, you know, at any given time, you can up and leave. So I'm, you know, they my kids, because I'm the only one that's gonna be left. And you know, I'm learning, like, the more time that he spend with them. And my kids are having a hard time with it too. You know, they getting better. We are all three getting better because it's just been us three for the longest time, you know.
Right.
And we are all getting better, but he's the no parents. I mean to tell you, don't breathe. No, you cannot take a breath. No, you know.
You gotta relax, Ken. You gotta
Yeah.
relax.
No, there is no relax, like nothing.
And
And he
that's
do it
crazy to
even
me.
when
to
all of our
hear that
kids are
about him.
together. I thought it was just, I used to say he didn't like my kids, and that's why he would do that to them.
I
Oh
would have
no,
never, I would
And
have
I'm
never
glad
guessed that.
his
But I'm
kids
glad you brought
came.
it up. So, fellas, that
Let me
have-
ask you before you. Let me
Yeah,
just
go
say
ahead,
before
Drew.
you
Go ahead, go ahead.
before you ask that question, I would say it a little bit different. To the point you were making about one's got to be a bad parent. I think that one actually has to be the good parent, because I think naturally, you're going to always be in discipline mode with your children.
Mhm.
I think where we missed the mark is we both were in discipline mode, but
Mhm.
I ended up being the yes parent or the good parent. You
Mhm.
know, my wife was kind of more, more stricter. You know, she was more like, like, where you going? Call him. Well, how he's been out too long. Tell him to come back. Where's she going? Who's she with? And then I had to be the one that was like, it's all right. No, it's cool. Let her go. It'll be fine. So I think that more than I think you definitely need one parent to be the good parent to
Right.
You just let's
to
call it
balance
structure,
out.
though. Let's
Yeah,
call
Yeah,
it
you
structure.
gotta find that
Let-
balance.
Instead
Yeah.
of calling it good and
Yeah.
bad, let's say there's a more structured parent.
yeah,
Yeah, but
yes.
how
Let's
far
say
does
that.
that structure have to go before you like banning the kids from living in general? You know what I mean? At some point, they are
Hey,
going to
Chaunte,
start
please
to.
speak your truth. Please speak your truth.
At some
Nah,
point,
all
they
men.
will push back. They will rebel.
Right.
They will resent you.
Okay.
You see what I'm
Tell
saying?
me
So
something.
this is why I
Hey,
think
hold on,
that
hold on, hold on.
sometimes
Pause 1
we
second,
spend,
Chaunte.
as parents, we spend a lot of time paying attention to the smaller things in life.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we worry about it so much because the world out here is not going to be nice. But then you
Right.
talking about in the comforts of their own home, these
Right.
children. You can't play, you can't talk, you can't do this. At some point, they're gonna rebel. And then and then when you have a step parent stepping up to be the parent, now it's going to look like, a fight between the child and the step parent that's coming in to be
Right.
the parent now. You know what I mean? And it should not look that way.
Right.
It should not sound that way. And what I'm going through right now with my kids, because Kendall is the no parent, when they speak to my family members, they make it seem like Kendall is so mean. Like he is so mean. Now my family looking at me like, do we like
What's
him?
going on?
Yeah.
What's going on? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Can you laughing, dog?
Hey,
No,
listen. No,
listen.
hold on.
Listen.
King,
Hold on.
No,
Chaunte got a
listen
lesson
to me.
in this. I'm gonna tell you why. When my kids first got here, and I was on strict mode, Chaunte would be like, "You can't do that. Don't do that. Don't whoop them. Play with them. Talk to them. Don't do that. Don't do that." Okay, cool. I backed off. Now, when I'm at work, Shantae's calling me. Hey, they won't sit down. Hey, they're fighting each other.
Yeah, they're
Hey,
fighting
they're
each
kicking
other.
each other.
Yes.
Hey, they're doing this.
I'm not gonna
they're
whoop
doing
nobody's
that.
kid. I'm not gonna whoop his kid.
Hold on.
You know what I mean? Now my kids
So
are
now,
Listen to me.
My
What?
kids would
Now
definitely
you
get
getting
it.
a lesson in why I'm so hard.
That has nothing
No,
to
no,
do
no,
with
Because
no,
it.
now
No,
you
it
done
has
met Bebe's kids.
it has nothing to do with
No.
that. I mean to tell you, your kids, and you saying it yourself, you do not tell your kids you love them. You do not tell my
No, I
kids
tell
you
them I
love them.
love them.
You do not tell your kids they
tell
do
them
a good job. You
I
do
don't
not
tell
give them.
Yeah, I don't
you-
tell them those things, but I definitely
mean,
tell them
it's-
I love them. Yeah,
No,
that's
okay. Like
that goes
Ken,
without
listen to
saying.
me. Hold on 1 second. Listen to me, Ken. And I'm telling you from experience, bro, because she and I are in the same role. Hear
Mhm.
me when I say this. Stop bumping your gums and listen to what she's saying to you, and it's gonna take you far. I understand what you've already done. I understand what you already done, but I go through the feelings of resentment. I go through all of that stuff. Listen
Yeah.
to me. You gonna have to let up. And
Oh
she's
yeah, I
telling
try,
you,
man. I do. I
no,
try.
and see, that's problem number one. That
You
word
know.
right there. That word right there, stop it, change it. People only try to do things that they can't. Stop
Mhm.
trying and do.
Ken, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
What did Chaunte just say?
What you mean?
Repeat
That
what
right
she
now.
said. When she was talking, I want you to repeat what she said.
Which part? Like I heard everything
How
she was
she,
saying.
no,
I'm
I
saying
want you to
which part.
repeat what she said about how she feels about the situation with the kids. Repeat what she said. Not what you heard, what she said. Can you do that?
She said that I'm too strict. I'm gonna sum it up. I'm too strict. She used to think, hey, I'm just so hard on her kids until she actually seen me in action with mines. And then the kids feel like I'm so mean. So it falls on when they go around family, they kind of throw that out there that I'm so mean, which is not the case. In my mind, I used to think like that. I used to think, hey, I'm not being mean to these kids. I love these kids. You know, I love them. But sometimes I find myself stepping back like, yeah, you was too harsh. Yeah, you shouldn't have did that. Yeah, you shouldn't have took the switch away because they didn't clean their room. You know, shit like that. Yeah, I'm
now you being sarcastic because that's something that you would definitely discipline if
because
they're
she
not
would
listening.
get on me because she would feel like, oh, every time I wake up,
We talking about
that.
the set of twins that's 6, right?
Yeah.
You took a switch from a 6-year-old?
I mean, I think it's all of the kids. I think it's his kids too.
Wait.
You know
But
what I mean?
wanna
It's not
ask
just
that-
my kids. It's all of our kids.
You gotta
I'm
clean
throwing
up,
the age-
man.
I'm throwing the age for a reason.
You gotta clean
said
up.
You took the switch from a 6-year-old.
The video game, yeah.
Right. I know exactly what that is. I want you to really think about this.
Okay.
A 6-year-old has the attention span of 45 seconds to maybe 2 minutes.
Less than
Yep.
I say
Probably
less than that, bro.
right?
Not these
Yeah.
kids, though.
Hold on.
Not these kids.
This is what you're thinking. You thinking is, man, look how active they are. My kid's so smart. We do this shit all the time. Jeremy on my line. Man, my kid, this, that, and the third. Then you start disciplining the kid and forgetting, hey, the
It's
mental
the kid.
development
No,
is
that is
not
true.
there.
Yeah. This is the thing. And what you're failing to realize with this, Ken, is, and you know, let me retract that. Maybe you do realize it, but you don't know how to change it. But in life, you just have to change it. That becomes, think about, you just said, or Shantae said that, or you thought that it was them saying, well, okay, you know what, maybe he don't like me. Well, in that age, and at their ages, and as they grow along, they can't process 100% what it is and the reasoning or the methods behind why we do what we do or why we say what we say. So that doesn't, he doesn't like me, turns in he doesn't love me. Now we know that we love them 100% all day long. We know that we love them. And we know that the reason that we're doing the things that we do is out of love. However, as a child, they don't process that way. They don't see it that way. They don't understand it that way. And quite naturally, they may not understand it until they become adults themselves and have to be faced with some of the same situations themselves. So we, as parents, have to take a step back and look at it and think about even our own childhoods at times, and think about some of those things and make those necessary changes. It
And
doesn't
so,
make us a bad parent for, the things that we've done, but we've got to take a step back and make necessary changes in order to
You know what?
so
Hold
Go
on.
ahead, Jeremy.
okay, go ahead, go ahead. Or whoever.
No,
Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, you know what? I had a hard time adjusting to that because
Yeah.
with it being just her raising them, she, in my mind, made them feel like equals as adults. You know, she treated them like they were adults. And there would be times I would have to tell her, yo, they're 6. They're not on the same playing field as an adult. And
But
you
you know
know,
where that come
Ken,
from for
but
me?
that's
Y'all talked about it, like how
yes.
how you could not, your kids couldn't talk to you. I
That's it.
don't pussyfoot with my kids. They don't
Right.
have nicknames. I never did baby talk. We in this. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you what. And
It's
you
important.
do have to still have respect for me and for this man as an adult. You know what I mean? And I appreciate the discipline. I just want a balance. I just need them to know that, you love them. And because you love them, you're going to discipline them when they're doing wrong. You're going to correct them when they're doing wrong. So if they can sit and hold a conversation with you and you okay with that, then they can understand when it's time for you to get in their butt because they done did something wrong. And if you can hold it, if they can come to you and ask you how to do something, they going to be okay when you have to put them on punishment, or in worst case, when you have to whoop them. My kids get whoopings. Now, if he taking care of them, I may not be around and they may need a whooping. He may have to whoop them. But I need them to know that he whooping them out of love, not because he don't like them or not because he feel like he has this power over them. You know what I mean? My kids will not fear you. They will respect you. That's how
I get frustrated for not whooping my kids.
Yeah, and let me tell you this. And this first of all, let me just say this. I appreciate y'all having me on for this conversation. This is the first time me seeing like how y'all interact with each other. I really appreciate that. Like that's what's up. Like how y'all talk to each other. You know, I see that. It's real dope. But what I was gonna say was like twofold. Children are little people, right? They're just little people. And in the Black community, what was passed down to us from slavery time is stay in a child's place, be quiet, or you're gonna get us all whooped. Okay. So that has been passed down through all the culture, all our history, to where you stay in a child's place, right? And so a lot of us, I'm not sure what y'all eat. Am I the oldest one? I think I'm older than all y'all, right?
Yeah, you what, 70?
I'm 45.
I think Ken might be.
I think Jeremy got Ken beat by like 5 years. Jeremy like 70.
Yeah, I'm 45.
Ken like 60.
Yeah.
No.
So the point. So the thing is, look. So because of that, we don't. In the Black community, you stay in the child's place. You don't be coming up to calling me by my first name, and can I, getting in what we consider an adult conversation, right? But when I talk to you, Ken, or when I talk to Dell, whatever, we automatically show each other respect because we all men. But we have to change that, if you want to call it a generational philosophy, that children need to stay in a child's place.
Slavery mentality.
That slavery mentality. We can change that. And we don't have to take it as disrespect because our children have an opinion. It's okay for them to have an opinion. And it's even okay. Feelings, opinions, and it's even okay for them to disagree with us respectfully.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't have to agree with it.
The day and times of children are to be seen and not heard
it's over, yo. It's over. Did that. Did that shit.
Yep.
Did that shit. I get shit talked to me because I don't whoop my kids. I said, what do I need to whoop them for if I can have a logical conversation so he can understand what the fuck is going on?
That makes a difference.
Right.
It makes a difference.
So when I don't know, like it's certain things I don't let, like it's different. Like I said, my son lives here. So it's like I have to limit my lifestyle to a certain extent, but I also have to give him enough exposure to understand what the fuck is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and he's very observant. My kid pay attention to everything.
Mhm.
When I say everything, if I talk to a chick like consistently, right? This is how I know if he fucked with him or not. Once they gone, he never asked about it, right? I knew right then and there he wasn't fucking with it anyway. But I've seen him come in and kind of like, all right, I vibe with her. So I tell any woman that comes in my life, yo, one of the most important kids you got to pay attention to is the second. Because he's the influence on the other two because he's here all the time.
Right.
And my little girl is going to do whatever she sees her brothers do.
Correct.
Because her brothers are her world. I'm telling you, you see my daughter interact with her brothers. I don't want to sleep in here with daddy. I'm in here by going with my brothers. So it's really important to like what you said, Jeremy, they're little people, but yeah, we grew up in that way. And I'm thankful for it because I'm very structured in my life when it comes to things. I appreciate the discipline. But then I also had to unlearn some of that shit because it's like getting talked to by your aunt at 34. And it's like, well, I'm your auntie. And I'm like, yeah, but we both grown now at this point. and I'm gonna do my best to respect you. But I think it's very important to teach our kids boundaries, man. Like have them understand. Like I used to tell my nieces all the time, because they were like, well, I don't like going over there because this, that, and the third. Me and my sister got in an argument after argument. Hey, stop forcing them to go over there.
Right.
They don't want to go. Because what's going to happen is the moment they have the opportunity not to, they're going to use the hell out of it.
Yep, 100%.
That means they ain't coming to shit. So that's why you got the lifestyle of, hey, Reg, you going to Aunt J house? Shit, because if you ain't going, I ain't going. That's what's happening now. They're calling each other before these functions. It's like, and if the person I fuck with ain't going, I'm gonna do something else.
Who all over there?
Yeah.
Who there?
But
who's there?
That's where it comes from, because a lot of times you don't want to deal with that shit, dog.
Yeah.
Like I'm real distanced from my family because it's like, yo, I'm not with this shit, bro. Don't come. If I see you, my thing is this. If we do a family function, man, right? Hey, let's just enjoy this moment. Don't hit me with the bullshit conversation. Oh, what you been up to? Da 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 da. Hey, you really don't give a shit. You're just trying to figure out how to have a conversation. You don't have to talk to me.
Or a bag for something.
Man, look, the funniest thing ever in my life, man. I've been podcasting for 3 years.
And going on. Don't nobody got time for that.
What you said, Chaunte?
The drunk uncles and the fighting, all the stuff. Like this is why I don't go. My brothers fight. They get drunk and they fight.
Funny shit, right? I've been podcasting for 3 years consecutively. My family knows this at this point. You didn't see me do big shit. You didn't see me do host events. You didn't see me do all this shit. And then they'll do this. Man, I seen you doing your thing the other day. You know what I started doing? What thing? Shut the fuck up, man. I don't want to hear that shit. Dog, you bullshitting me, man. You don't gotta fake the funk with me, bro. I don't talk to you on an everyday basis. It's okay. You don't have to fake. Just enjoy each other's presence, and let's go the fuck on. Cause y'all not gonna think about me, and I'm damn sure not gonna think about y'all.
Right. Something I want to circle back on, and want to ask you this, Chaunte. So, like, when you guys first got together, were like, because I heard you mention that you're not gonna beat nobody else's kids. Like, do you think that provided a hindrance to you guys, or did you set that type of boundary, or what happened in that instance?
Well, I just feel like we don't know each other well enough. I don't know his kids well enough. You just see what I'm saying? Like, I had in my first marriage, my brother, my little boy's got a sister that's 3 years older, and I had her since she was 5. And I mean, by law, I adopted her. It took me almost 3 years to give her a whooping. You know what I mean? Because I had to know that she knew that I loved her. You know what I mean? The kind of love, the kind of parent love that, you know, I want my kids to have. You know, I needed her to know that, you know, and I was stuck with her. You know, her father left and I had all 3 of the kids. And now it's just us, it's us 4 now. You know what I mean? So yeah, eventually she, you know, I had to discipline her. You know, now I don't like whooping none of my kids. You know what I mean? But when it gets to that point, yeah, they will get it, you know. Now, as far as here and now, I love Kendall's kids. I love Kendall's kids and I treat them like I treat my own. But when it comes to the discipline, if it gets to the point where I feel like somebody might be inching towards getting their butt whooped, we're gonna talk to daddy about it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let your daddy know. And when they beating each other up, see, my kids get to fighting too loud and rumbling and about to break something, I pop them. So when as soon as Kendall hit the door for work, it's 2 of them. They just go in on each other. And I mean, we could be driving in the car, anything, you know, and they go in on each other hard. So I have to call them and tell them, look, they won't stop fighting. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not going to hit them because they don't know me well enough. You know what I mean? This is the first time since I've known Kendall that I got to spend so much time with them in the same household where I was left with them for, you know, for all the time that he's at work. And I loved it. They drove me insane, but I loved it. You know what I mean? But they don't know me well enough, you know, and I'm just not there yet to where I even feel comfortable with that. You know what I mean? I want to know their mothers more. You know what I mean? I need the whole crew to understand the place that I have in their life if they're gonna be around me. You know what I mean?
Well,
It takes
Chaunte,
more for me.
I think it's this. Ken, it is your job as a man, as a husband at this point. What is it? August, you said? When is it? Is it August?
Since we've been married, November.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. It's one of the, okay, so November. You are a husband, you are a father. You have, at this point, we'll just say 12 people looking at Ken saying, what are we doing? So Ken has to find a way to look in the mirror and say, okay, let me go in. Ken, you got to go have them conversations, bro. I know you don't want to. I know your pride is there. I've been there, but my G, my brother, my dog, you're going to have to go have them conversations. And I'm talking about you got to go talk to their mothers. Like, you got to.
We've already had them conversations.
You got to go have that conversation.
Like, we've already had them conversations as far as them knowing about her and where she's going.
That's not what I'm talking about.
And
that's not what I'm talking about, Ken. It's not about, well, this is my wife. You guys are gonna have to respect
No. I get what you're saying, and they totally on board with everything because they know that I'm not gonna put my kids in harm's way, or anybody that's around my kids is not gonna put any hurt, harm, or danger to them. You know what I'm saying? They know that if they with me, they in good hands. You know, and vice versa. I know that you're not gonna be involved with somebody that's beating or molesting my children or doing anything like that, because they know I'll absolutely flip. So, like she said, it's a balance. It is a balance, and it's a balance that I like because it's teaching me as well as I'm teaching them. I'm teaching them that, hey, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I can change. So in their mind, they're gonna look at it like, well, my daddy, he messed up and he fixed it. So yeah, you know, because I have, you know why I think it's so easy? Because all my kids' mothers get along with each other. I don't even have to be the middleman. I don't even have to be the middleman when they want, hey, I'm finna bring the kids, I'm finna drive. I don't have to be there because they all cool with each other. So that I'm out the way. I'm out the picture. They can set that and arrange that. They hang out, they talk, they can set all that up. And it's like, they look at her as part of the circle. Like, I know she a good woman. I get them vibes from being around her. I know she a good woman. My kids talk highly about her. So it's not like my kids are going back saying, well, Chaunte is smacking me upside the head. Chaunte is doing this. Chaunte never gives us snacks. Chaunte, if anything, they're saying, Daddy's not giving us snacks. Daddy's smacking me upside my head. Daddy's telling me to be quiet. Daddy's got me facing the corner and looking at the wall. So, you know, that's the difference. They know that no hurt, harm, or danger is coming from her. If anything, it's me. So I have to teach myself.
You know, hung yourself up.
Huh?
Them AirPods a motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
He took them AirPods out and hung them up.
And they hung him up. Yeah.
So I have to learn to be better, and I'm learning because she's teaching me that. You know what I'm saying? It's
Man,
dope.
been at this an hour. Cut this shit short. Do your final thoughts and don't fucking hang up.
You say what?
Cut the fucking show.
I don't want to cut this
for an hour. Do final
But
thoughts.
I was gonna say though, as far as the, you know, as far as my boundaries for like him disciplining my children, it's gonna come. You know what I mean? Like,
it comes with the territory.
It comes with the territory. It's going to come. He's the head of this household. He takes care of my children. You know what I mean? He loves my children. And, you know, although they are starting to understand a lot more, you know, little by little more that they are around him, you know, it's going to come where they're going to know, you know, when you get this whooping from him, because right now he watched me do the whooping, you know, but once it comes,
I'll be in the background cheering her.
My
there
bad.
you go, baby. Get
Yo,
the
I hit. You know what? It's
the,
look, it's these. Hold on.
You hitting them too light.
You gotta keep the AirPods.
Yeah.
What I said?
I tried to do the
What
switch, and I said, "Oh man, I do that all the time."
Boy, you don't know about the AirPods, bro.
No, I just got these. I just got them.
So let me ask you this,
bad.
Chaunte. So, like in those instances where you said that they're gonna know, or you make sure that they know, so you actually bridge the gap to make sure that they have that understanding.
Absolutely. Had to early on. I remember the day it happened. They were so mad because he told them to clean their room, which is often his gripe. You know, he it's a lot of stuff that, you know, he don't even bother with, but the room needs to be clean. I understand that. And I mean, my kids was fussing and I had to go to them and I had to let them know, like, look, this is the man of the house. You will listen. You will be respectful. I've had to do it more than once. I've had to whoop one once for being, I don't think he was here for, but he said something smart that I didn't like. So I had to whoop him for that. You know, I don't tolerate disrespect to any adult. You know what I mean? I will not tolerate it. And it's taken a lot for them because they know who their father is. And they, for some reason, think he coming. You know what I mean? And he may show up, but he's not given the care. So we're not going to sit here and make it seem like, you know, this is what we waiting on. And this man is in your life. He's present. You know what I mean? You are going to pay attention to where you are right now, to who's in your life right now. You know what I mean? And when your father comes, we can sort that out when it happens. You know, he's not trying to take your dad's place, but he is like doing your dad's job. So we going to respect him as such. You know what I mean? I have to really get down and talk to I have 2 little boys, you know? I can only take them so far as a woman, you know, and I need that discipline. I need that male figure. I need somebody that's going to stand in and be that man for them, that person that I can't be for them, you know, and here he is, and he's just fine. And, you know, they don't know discipline just yet. They don't know the sternness of a man yet. They don't know a man's voice, a man, you know, when he raises his voice, they don't know that until they just met Ken. You know what I mean? So we getting used to it, but they're going to respect it, you know? And if something, we've had plenty of arguments where I feel like he too harsh. No, you can't do that. No, that's not okay. You know what I mean? We've had those arguments, you know what I mean? But then I have to look at myself too. Maybe that just comes from, I don't have that guy.
Many nights sleeping on the couch.
Boy, you ain't slept on the couch, not more than, we're playing. Not for that, at least, you know, but I have to check myself, you know what I mean? Because I don't have that discipline. I don't have that guidance of a man. Here I am, I'm a single mom, you know what I mean? I've had to do it myself just about all my life, even before my kids. So, you know, and we don't have marriages. We don't have long relationships. We don't have a lot of positive male figures throughout my family line. You know what I mean? So I'm learning too, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a learning experience for all, but I think that it takes the parent, the biological parent, to bridge the gap between the step parent, the now standing, you know, the parent stepping up to be the parent. You know, it takes the biological parent to bridge that gap. You know, because if they always looking at me every time he say something, they ain't never gonna pay attention. And he kept saying that they do that, and I didn't believe it until I seen it for myself. He said something, they look around for me. Now I don't say anything. You know what I mean? And I just back off, and they have to do what he say. You know what I mean? Because he's not telling them wrong. So
Man.
I have to just, you know, go with that.
That's a fact. Look at him, he's silent now. He's silent now. Can't.
What's your final thoughts, dictator?
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Hey man, we be having serious topics too, man. We ain't just about laughing and play, man. We got serious conversations too, man. So shout out to every father that's out here putting in the work, no matter where your kids are, you're making sure that they're good. You know, shout out to y'all, man. It's a bad stigma on Black fathers, but I believe we reinventing the wheel a little bit. So shout out to the crew, all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of gems being dropped tonight. Final thoughts, Big Red.
Hey man, we none of us had a manual. None of us had 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you do it in this way. Step 1, step 2. Do the best that you can, but sometimes you got to learn to let loose a little bit. You got to learn to open up your heart and your ears and listen. Know and sometimes take what you felt as a child into consideration and understand that when raising yours. Man, I love each and every one of y'all, and I appreciate the opportunity as always, Big Smash, man. Open your ears, bro.
Yes,
Start
sir.
listening.
His ear's not that big. I discovered that today. Them motherfuckers are little.
Yeah, but that motherfucking head though. God
My
damn.
God. They got Pac-Man head.
Okay. I'll let y'all have that. I'm in a good mood tonight. Y'all ain't gonna fuck me tonight. Final thoughts, my man.
You gotta
Like
release that shit on your mind, man.
Jeremy, man, what's good?
We need to continue to normalize Black men having conversations like these.
That's what the man cave for.
Yeah, the cool out corner just had one. The man cave for sure. Right here, I just did one with the Y'all Ain't Easy podcast, breaking down American Skin. The episode drops this Sunday. Make sure y'all check it out on all streaming platforms.
No.
But we need to normalize us continue to have these conversations. Far too often we let our pride get in the way, or we don't want to be soft or corny or whatever the stigma is around it. We need to have these conversations. And what I appreciate about what y'all did here tonight is we got to talk to each other tough. You know,
yeah.
we got to talk, and then not take it as somebody trying to disrespect you. No, we trying to help each other. So sometimes we got to hear that tough love from each other, you know, so that we can be better people. So we need to just normalize us, continue to have these conversations. So I appreciate y'all having me on. You know, I'm part of the family. You know,
yes,
well, maybe
sir.
after me and Dale, yeah, we got to get our thing done first. Then we'll see.
Gotta pass the initiation first.
Hey, you ain't family yet, Playboy.
Not yet.
You gotta earn that. You gotta earn that. We ain't doing that. Everybody can't get in. Nah, no, sir. Nah, it's all love, man.
Final thoughts, Dale Pizzle.
Hey, man, if we want to sit here and keep saying we want to get highlighted for being good men, then the good men got to start getting together and showing that. You know, we have to do a better job at showing what we see behind. Like when women feel like, man, behind closed doors, all they do is play video games, da, 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 da. And I said this on the show before. I learned early was like, damn, man, all we talk about is bullshit. Ain't nobody really saying this. So I took it upon myself, man, I'm 34 years old, man. And the intellect that I got, people be amazed. It's like, man, you're so young, da, 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 because I want better. I want to see my brothers do better. And it's like, in order for that to happen, somebody got to start somewhere. Like, I'm cool. It's like the thing that goes, it's like, man, somebody got to be the cowboy to go over the hill and let them know that the Indians there. You know what I'm saying? If I go over this hill, I got the arrows on my back. This ain't the route, bro. Let's go the other way. I'm cool with being that guy. I understand my purpose in life and where I want to be. So can't nobody really tell me shit on that perspective. But when I see what we doing, and especially like I said, I give Ken all the credit. Ken just got to get his big ass head out his own way and understand that what he's doing is great. And he's going the right path and stop worrying about the little bullshit that he goes out of his way to look for, and understand when it comes with leadership, this shit is gonna come. Nigga, we pop tomorrow, it's gonna be worse than this.
Way worse.
Cause then think about it like this. No funny shit, right? The simple fact Chaunte was talking and you cut off, right? They would have clipped that shit, boosted he don't respect his wife. Now what?
100%.
Now what? Now we gotta go and do fucking damage control, knowing that you respect your wife. No, it's not. I'm not saying that, but I'm trying to get. What I'm saying is, it's good to have the Jeremys, the Justreds, Rudy, fucking even that young kid, the little kid. I had a private conversation with him yesterday. Kid smart. He 10 toes down. 10 toes down, man. He understands where he want to be, where he going. Shout out to Ken Influence. No funny shit. Don't know how I met the kid. Kid is smart. But it's one of those things where I could have been an asshole and been like, okay, I had this moment with him, fuck him. Why? What Ken is doing is, man, come on. And it's okay because I think people don't realize there's gatekeepers in this shit.
Yeah.
It's gatekeepers in what Ken is doing. Cause don't get it twisted where people feel like, even I have conversations, we have a lot where you get to see the inside tonight, where it's like, oh shit, these guys really like, yes, we really are brotherhood in this shit. Those are my brothers. Those are my fucking brothers. So nobody's ever, this the thing, you can always be right, but you can always be better and be even more right. You know what I'm saying? You'd rather be more right than wrong. And when you wrong, take the shit. You ain't gonna win, man. It's 82 games in a basketball game. You ain't finna win 82, bro.
Nobody done it yet.
Remember when the Warriors went on that streak, right? And they lost like 2 or 3 games. The Warriors this or I'm like, so you expect to win all the time. I think what they started doing is we lost this game and they studied the shit out of why they lost, and then they perfected it. If I pass the ball, we got 24 seconds to pass the ball. If I pass the ball 7 times, bro, it's gonna be a problem. Somebody gonna be open.
Yep.
That's just how I go, bro. Keep collabing, but make sure you understand that this is a real thing, and you gotta take this shit serious.
Facts.
Yep.
Life is fun, and it's what you make it. But at the same token, when you live life and you have other people's emotions attached to your lifestyle, then you gotta start running your life right. You can't play no more. Like I can joke all fucking day, but at the same token, the knowledge that I have, I'll be wrong not to give it to y'all.
Not to share it with somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wrong. Just meeting you tonight, right, Jeremy? I learned some things. Like I tell these guys this all the time. I'm the single guy in the group, right? I look at my bros, man, they married. And we had the conversation. Yo, I want to get there. Don't think that I'm living this lavish single life. I'm probably the most unhappy single nigga you ever meet. I don't give a shit about talking to 50 different goddamn women. At this point, it's like, no, one motherfucker works for me, man. Like, I want to argue with one person. I don't want to argue with 7 people in a day, and now I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
So it's important, and I need them. I'm not afraid to say I need my fucking brothers to help me grow and develop a better man to where I can be a better husband when that moment comes for me, because I'm learning from everybody around me.
Yep. And that's what it takes,
Absolutely.
man. It takes you back. You know, we say we're gonna get out of the slave mentality, but one thing that was back in the day that they did come up with that stands true. It takes a village.
Yeah.
It takes a fucking village. So you're gonna have to learn from Smash, me, Jeremy, Rudy, and whoever else comes along.
Learn what not to do from Smash though. Nah, I'm fucking with you, bro. Chaunte, come on, smile
Come
a
on,
little bit.
final thoughts. Take us home.
I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
Oh, all right. You can slap his ass later though.
No, it's good. My final thoughts are, I love this. I love this conversation. I love to hear men. Like you said, Mr. Jeremy, it should be normalized. It definitely, these conversations definitely. I feel like I know amazing men. I feel like I have an amazing man. One thing that I have to say is, because there are so many amazing men out here and they are stepping up, they are standing in, they are standing their ground and protecting us and our families, our children. We as women have to learn how to let go and let them lead. I'm not saying this from a place of, I'm saying it from my own experience. Had to learn it. I'm learning it. It's a continuous learning experience for me, and it feels much better to just kind of let go, and learn that it's okay, not be afraid to let these men be in that place that we have had to be in, that we have had to be in, that we have been raised to be in, not that we're not strong because we want to be, we strong because we had to be. Now it's hard for us to move out the way. It's hard for us to let it go. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying for myself, it feels good to have somebody that has my back, that I can lean on, that I can go to, and I need that. I've always needed that. So I appreciate all of the men. I appreciate all of the men teaching and showing the younger men. And I appreciate my man for taking me on, taking my children on, and being the man in my life, So those are my thoughts. And I love y'all all.
Hey man, shout out to y'all, man. I just want to tell y'all this, man. Like for real. All bullshit aside, I gotta say this. When I started doing podcasting, I did not know that I was gonna run into some of the dopest people that a person can ask for. And it is an honor to be able to hit, because I mean, we have conversations. It's not just podcast things. You guys can hit me for anything and vice versa. And that's what separates us from a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Jeremy said he feel like he a part of the family. You are, because we don't turn people down over here. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't even know how I met Delp-p. It just happened.
Yeah.
And he was just here. And
I did one show that motherfucker said, "We're brothers forever." I was like, oh shit.
Red,
that's my dog, bro.
I met Red through support. Red would always like and comment and share on my posts. Didn't know this man from a can of paint. But that is the type of support that you need, bro. When your back is against the wall and you can call people that you can trust, and they ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong. They ain't gonna tell you, they ain't gonna be no yes man. They just gonna speak and give it to you in the real, in the raw, and you ain't gonna want to fight their ass afterwards.
Right.
It ain't common like that no more. You tell a motherfucker, hey man, look, you did that was wrong. They about ready to shoot your ass.
They're ready to fight. Yeah.
So when we started this networking, I started this networking this season because Miss Chaunte is busy, Jade is busy, Della Faye's busy. So I didn't want it to just be me. I didn't want y'all to hit I didn't want y'all to just hear my voice for 60 minutes. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start networking with other shows.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a position enough. Hey, we can cross brand, we can cross promote, we can collab, we can get to know each other. And in that process, I met some of the dopest people I could meet, man. So I appreciate y'all because I know we all busy. We all got lives, wives, kids, and everything else. But anytime y'all can take an hour and 24 minutes out of y'all day to come chop it up with me, hey man, I'm all for it, man.
And you know what though? We're not going to just are we just going to ignore that Chaunte called me Mr. Jeremy?
Yeah, we're gonna ignore that.
No, hey, I was gonna let it slide. I was gonna say that's how you know you real old.
Hey, nah, man, it's just a sign of respect, huh?
Yeah, this is out of respect. No, honey,
good.
I am not too far behind. I am 40 years
she
old.
ain't never,
I am not too far behind
Dale,
you.
bro. She got some high respect for you. She ain't never said Mr. Dale or Mr.
It's all good. I appreciate it.
Hey,
Lord.
you know, hey, that's another conversation for another show. Bet the house late
There you
night
go,
hours.
That shit was
Hey,
funny
there
though.
you go.
When she said it, I
Hey.
was like,
Get ready for our all new.
I don't mean it. It's not out
Get
of
ready
any
for our all new
disrespect or
show.
trying to be
Bet the
funny.
house
I'm
late
sorry.
night hours.
nah.
Hey man, no,
How you
No,
get
I got-
out of that?
I got to
How
be to
did
work
that
at
come? Where
4:30
did
in
it
the
come
morning.
from?
Yeah,
Hey, we got too
I
many
done told him
spinoffs
30
already.
minutes ago to stop recording. You can stop recording.
Bet the house uncut.
Bro. Hey,
All this shit not even gonna make the fucking thing. He gonna clip it anyway.
It's a pilot. We got to try it out first.
hey man.
Start
All right,
off with that
y'all,
Mr.
y'all
Jeremy
know what
comment.
this is with us, man. It's Bet the House Podcast. Get with my man Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy, I know we did this before, man, but go ahead on and tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, let them know where I'm not supporting you at.
Yeah. At Life Unplugged _ podcast, Instagram. On Twitter, Life Unplugged pod _1. And catch me on Clubhouse too. I've been on there. I've been getting a lot of love on there, connecting with a lot of people. Friday, IG Live Friday. All right. Don't forget me.
Justred, man, tell the people where you at, man.
Hey man, you can find me in St. Louis rolling on dubs. Nah, but for real. Hey, you can find me on Instagram.
Now, them niggas beefing right now. I don't think you can find them in St. Louis. They beefing right now.
Yeah, bro. But you can find me JustRed904 on Instagram, on Twitter, just as well. Check me out weekly, man. Code Red Podcast. We're on pretty much damn near every platform there is. Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of them. Anywhere you want to find it, man, you can find me and my co-host Coco Cabana 904 on Code Red Podcast. You can check me out also on the same platforms with the Rivers Post podcast as well. You can always find me with my family, man. With family, with my bros. Delp-p, Big Smash, Bet the House podcast, Man Cave with Del. I'm out here, man. I'm doing this thing. And, hey, we gonna rock this shit till the wheels fall off. You feel me?
They're not gonna fall off. That's what they gotta understand.
Facts.
We got the versus battles popping. We got the versus battles back popping.
Yeah.
We do. Yes.
We on this.
I don't know about Ken.
We got the versus battles back popping. Bet the House, the music hour, March 1st. I'm gonna get with all my people. We're gonna be talking music and the real shit. That's where we're gonna start paying homage to artists again on that show. That's why we ain't done it.
And that's why I'm gonna be a guest. I'm not gonna be on there all the time.
Make sure you hit me up for that music. Make sure you hit me up for that.
But this is my thing. If you're gonna do a music review, win a fucking versus, yo.
I only had one and I didn't even know the rules.
No, not you.
Not you.
I'm talking to Ken.
Okay.
You just got
He
here.
ain't win one. He ain't win one yet.
Red whooped the shit out of him, and then he just.
I got Bet the House. Bet the House.
Dale, don't do that.
Speaking of versus battles, because I got like 7 lined up. So next week we are having a versus battle every night.
All right, I'm in next week. I'm in.
I got like 7 battles lined up.
Yo.
So we got Bobby Womack and Al Green coming up.
I'm not using that.
You're not using that.
Oh, you ain't using now.
Womack only got
Hey,
5.
hey, man. Hey, wrap this. Cut it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
something.
All right, man. Y'all know what this is. Bet the House late night uncut coming soon too, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know how we rocking. We out.
All right, Jump. Yeah, you free to go, man. Holding that man
Oh
hostage.
man.
That man said 5 times he's
You
late.
still
He gotta go to work
recording?
at 4:30.
What is